My name is Gavin C and this is my presentation on the prevention and intervention of targeted related bullying. To start, according to StopBullying.gov, which is a U.S. government-run organization, they state that kids ages 12 through 18 have a 1 in 5 chance to be bullied throughout their time at school. From the research, they also found that bullies tended to be much more powerful than the other individuals that they bullied. They found that bullies tended to be much more physically strong, tended to have more money, and tended to have a stronger social influence. This shows that students that bullied tend to be more powerful than the other individuals. What are the effects of bullying and why we have to worry about it? Well, first, according to McGovern Medical School, they state that bullying makes the child feel less connected to society and more distant. They also say that bullying may cause the child to develop personality disorders. This is because the child will listen to and will form the ideas about themselves what the bully tells them. Next, bullying will lower the child's self-esteem, causing them to be more malleable to the bully, and from this they may have PTSD from it later in life. Is there a certain group targeted by bullying, and if so, what is it? Well, Christina Hoffman, who has a doctorate in psychology, states that racial and ethnic minorities are at a heightened risk for violent victimization. This tells us that children of minorities or children of immigrants are more likely to be bullied at American schools. This is why we should start focusing more of our attention on the prevention and intervention of minority-related bullying. What are ways we can stop racial and ethnic targeted bullying? First, Nina Dutta, who is in year 3 in medicine in the community apprenticeship, suggests that in schools we teach kids how to be more culturally accepting and sensitive. She says that schools can start by doing this in small ways. Her first solution is learning the other child's name. This includes learning where it originated from and how they got it. Second, they say that they can learn more about each other's cultures to better connect with each other. Furthermore, Nina says that teachers should facilitate group discussions with their students to help learn about each other's cultural backgrounds. How can we help kids who want to fit in with American culture? From the stimulus material, The Namesake, we learn how Google is not happy with his name. This makes him sad and makes him not like his culture or parents as much. What he does is he changes his name, and this sets him back on track in society and not makes him as sad. Jennifer Adams, who has a doctorate in psychology, says that there is less of a chance for bullying to happen in a less culturally diverse environment. So what can be done is a better implementation of current code switching. Current code switching is a change of language or societal norms depending on the situation someone is in or the people they are around. Mark Bornstein, a diversity expert, says that code switching allows people to feel more connected in their community and more accepted. This is why students should be allowed to be more open about code switching and take it in school. How can we improve current bullying protocols to be more inclusive about someone's cultural identity? Joseph E. Illick, who is a professor at San Francisco State University, says that current bullying prevention programs need improvement. The Nebraska Department of Education offers many ways that they can be improved. First, they suggest that there needs to be analysis of bullies and their motives. Next, the bully can be taken in on a one-on-one conference with the teacher to discuss their problems and deal with it. This can be done. Next, teachers and faculty need to be more vigilant of bullying. This can be done through classes the faculty will have to take to be better with the recognition of bullying and do more to prevent it. Lastly, they suggest that each case of bullying be taken seriously no matter how frivolous or small it might seem. This will present a zero-tolerance environment at school for bullying. Now, what are possible problems that could arise with code switching? Well, some might say that code switching would take away from diversity in the workplace. Washington State University says that diversity in the workplace helps improve creativity and makes for a much more culturally accepting and sensitive workplace. This can be tied into the stimulus material ritualistic synchrony. In the article, the author states that in a group, if everyone is similar or homogeneous, there is less creativity that happens. Why code switching isn't bad and is a viable solution. First, code switching does not take away from a person's culture. Instead, it allows them to switch their language or cultural norms depending on the people they are with. So this will allow for diversity to still be in the workplace if the person feels comfortable in the situations they are in. This means that diversity will still flourish in the workplace, in school, making sure that there is still creativity and the other benefits that come with diversity. Mark Bornstein, previously stated before, is a diversity expert, says that code switching is used by many Americans today, and most have a good perspective of it. To recap, bullying is very common and happens to many individuals. There is a large targeted audience which happens to be minority-related groups. Next, there needs to be classes that improve on the current bullying prevention programs. One of these will teach students how to be more culturally accepting and sensitive. Next, there can be programs that teach faculty how to recognize bullying and prevent it better. Lastly, we can take bullying at schools more seriously, produce a zero-tolerance environment. Thank you.
6 minutes, exactly, 6:01. Okay. So Gavin, what evidence did you gather that you didn't put in your
I gathered a lot
presentation? And why did you decide not to use it?
I gathered a lot of evidence on code switching. Most people I looked at seem to be pretty divided about the situations. Some would say that code switching is good and does benefit with diversity and less bullying does happen. Others would say that code switching doesn't work and it does take away from diversity. So I used the materials that went with what I was talking about, and that's why I didn't include the other ones.
Do you have a page before that?
Yeah, that's what
Okay. And then finally, so did you have other questions as you were going through your research that came up, and why do you think they're important?
Yeah, so one that I really want to find, that I couldn't find answers to, was how well the current bullying prevention programs do work. I couldn't find any statistics on that, and if I could find something like that, I would have liked to include it into the presentation. And then also, I would have liked to find better evidence on the prevention, the improvement for the bullying programs, and how, because some of the things that I presented, I feel like could use more time and effort into.
Okay, thank you. Good. You're done. Yay.